I can tell it's going to be a legendary night.
In Your House 12, It's Time took place on December 15th, 1996 in West Palm Beach, Florida. One of the matches featured the Executioner, not the same Executioner from WrestleMania 1, a different Executioner, taking on The Undertaker in what was called a Armageddon rules match. They battled throughout the arena. The main event, the poster match, was Psycho Sid defending his newly won WWF Championship against Bret Hart. This is the first and only time these two have faced each other on a pay-per-view. It proved to be a very intriguing one in the build-up, as Psycho Sid was like The Undertaker in a way. You couldn't see him submitting to the sharpshooter. And Bret Hart, still a big deal here. You couldn't see Bret Hart losing clean that much. So there was definitely the intriguing factor to do with this match. And Sid was, don't care what anybody says about Sid, he was at this transitional phase of the WWF the most over guy still. In on a Friday night, drinking myself at the moment. Well, just having the one. So on both of my channels, this channel you're watching now, Paul Michael DB, and my original channel, PMDB Videos, I've already discussed all 12 pay-per-views that took place in 1996. Now here are my rankings. In 12th place is In Your House 12, I just discussed, 5 out of 10. Followed by In Your House 6, which had a memorable spot involving The Undertaker taking Diesel underneath the ring during a steel cage match. 10th place, In Your House 11, which featured the first ever Buried Alive match. In 9th place, In Your House 10, which featured an incredible main event between Mankind and Shawn Michaels. 8th place, the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble match was one of the worst, but it had a solid main event in The Undertaker and Bret Hart. 7th place, In Your House 7, that featured the best pay-per-view match I've seen of Diesel and Shawn Michaels together. In 6th place, In Your House 8, the one that took place on 2 nights due to a thunderstorm. It was still, overall, one of the better In Your Houses. In 5th spot, In Your House 9, that featured a cracking 6-man tag match. 4th place, SummerSlam. Overall, a very solid one and very memorable one. It had the moment Paul Bearer turned on The Undertaker. In 3rd spot, one of the better Survivor Series events, Survivor Series 1996. It was solid throughout with good Survivor Series traditional matches, a top match in Bret Hart Austin, and a top main event in Shawn Michaels and Sid Justice, Psycho Sid. In 2nd place, WrestleMania 12. One of the most iconic WrestleManias of all time still. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart still gets talked about a lot. Piper and Goldust, their parking lot brawl was fun. There wasn't a dull match on the card, but my number one spot goes to King of the Ring. From Austin, rising up. Great main event and Shawn Michaels Bulldog. And this, like WrestleMania, there wasn't Mankind and The Undertaker had another solid matchup on this show. And both Austin's matches were good with Mark Merrill. Jake the Snake Roberts told a great story in his matches. And it had featured fun run-ins at the end with the Ultimate Warrior running down to help Shawn Michaels and others. It was a very memorable show and a very solid in-ring wrestling show on top of that.